Hi, I'm Molly from Blacksburg, and I'm an NCRC instructor. I'd like to share with you what you should be bringing to your NCRC classes, whether that's level 1, 2, or 3. And you may be getting specialized instructions right before the seminar from your lead instructor, but let me tell you the basics. So everybody should bring a helmet. You want to inspect your helmet, make sure it's fully intact, there's no major dents. The inside as well, it should be a suspension helmet, a full suspension helmet. And if it's less than 10 years old, which it should be, it may even have the date on the inside. You also need 3 sources of light. 2 of those are ideally head mounted. We'd like to see that. Consider if you're bringing a 3rd source of light, are your batteries compatible with one another? You should also be bringing a small pack, something small that you can carry everything you need in, and it should be sturdy. Sturdy shoes. So you could bring something like sturdy soled boots that are lace up, or maybe even some wellies for the wetter caves. You want some sturdy leather palm gloves or some sturdy synthetic that can hold up to moving rope. You want a strong cave suit that can handle the abrasion of the cave, something that protects you as well, or maybe some strong thrift store clothes that can handle it. Additionally, you want to bring a sewn seat harness, right? So this is pre-sewn. You want to inspect it. It should be less than 10 years old, and the sewing should be intact. It should have 2 points of attachment to the rope, and one of them you should be able to manage to remove with one hand. There should also be a tether. If you have an additional tether, 2 cowstails, for example, and one is attached to your ascender, make sure this ascender is locking. The other tether can be non-locking. You also want to have a chest harness to keep your chest ascender in place for most efficient climbing. And then you have some rappel device options. So you could have a micro rack as long as it has a hyper bar at the top. It can have the 4-bar micro rack. Otherwise, it should be a full rack with 6 bars. Or you might use a bobbin with a braking carabiner. You also should bring 2 carabiners, locking, and we want you to consider what style carabiners you bring. The oval and the pear are versatile. They work with pulleys and tying munters, for example. And you should also bring 2 20-foot lengths of webbing. Make sure that you have the length written on them, your personal ID, and the year you purchased them. And all of your gear, if you'd like to have it back, of course, should be identified with your name or your color code. You should also bring something to write with and something to write on, and any tools you need for your cave kit. A liter of water at a minimum is a good idea. And additionally, these are optional items. You should bring a first aid kit. We'll talk more about that in class. If you use something like a panton, you're welcome to bring it. Maybe you have your own pulley. You can bring that with your kit. Or you have some slings that you regularly carry. You might consider bringing a pee bottle or your knee pads or elbow pads to protect you for the week. Maybe you carry a heat tent for emergencies. And of course, you carry your own cave snacks. So if you are in level 3, your instructor is likely to ask you to bring a wetsuit and a PDF additionally. I hope you have a great class.